What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Zoe here to bring you another WNBA breakdown for today's three-game slate on July the 22nd. We actually finally have some pretty decent games on tonight's slate. Some playoff implication type games and things of that nature, and we also got some revenge factors going on for tonight. And we're gonna break all that down. I got a couple of plays in different spots for prize picks. I'm just gonna give my thoughts overall on the slate. As always, if you guys new here, welcome to the No Days Off DFS YouTube channel. If you guys want to be updated and notified of whenever we drop new videos or go over anything, make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the video if you are enjoying the content. If you guys want to join the No Days Off DFS family, check down in the link in the description below for the Patreon. It is only $10. I promise you, you make that back within your first week. It is only $10, and we be pumping out those winners. We got winners for esports, golf, NASCAR, of course, WNBA. Football season's right around the corner. We even have CFL. You name it, we got it. We got hockey when that comes back up, all of it, and we put everything out there for $10. You're getting breakdowns for not only DFS but props for not only Prize Picks, but you're getting it for Sports Battle, Underdog, any site that offers props. We are putting those out there for you guys to be able to use this stuff. So if you guys want to join the family, check down the link in the description below. If you don't want to join the family, that's fine. Totally fine. You can go ahead and enjoy this content right here and chit chat with your boy as we go ahead and go over the slate. Like I said, we got three games on today's slate. First game, we have the Sun taking on the Lynx. It is a 159 total, 1 point spread. We actually got some news earlier in regards to a big piece, which was Jonquel Jones. She's going to be out again tonight for the Sun. So that means that Brianna Jones, she's going to be slotted right back into that starting lineup once again in this spot right here. And then over on the Lynx side, Dantas, even though honestly, Dantas being out really doesn't matter much because she doesn't do anything out there anyway. But Dantas is going to be out. And then, of course, Collier, she is on that maternity leave. So we should see Jessica Shepard move back into the starting lineup. I know it says that it has her as the center, but in all honesty, Sylvia Fowles, she is the center, and then it should be Shepard actually at the four. She just be matched up on either Alyssa Thomas or Bonner. I would more imagine being Alyssa Thomas. Not too sure they would put her on Bonner and have aerial powers on Bonner right there. Hyman and Jefferson, McBride, Courtney Williams, those matchups, those do look correct. With this being a pretty decent spread, actually one of the more lower totals on tonight's slate, the lowest out of all three. We got to find our value right here in this game. I do expect this game right here to be close, especially because the Lynx, they do need to win and are going to want to win this game. But outside of that, we do know Sylvia Fowles, she's been battling that whole knee and foot issues and stuff like that. But honestly, she's been looking pretty great over the past several games. But from this game, I tell you, the main people that I will be focused on is going to have to be Brianna Jones, because once again, with her being slid right back into the starting lineup, getting those minutes. She's playing at least 30, 33 to 35 minutes. Let's go ahead and let's pull that up real quick. For the Sun, she's playing those high 30 minutes now. Back-to-back games, she's played 35 and 34 minutes. That should be that right here. Now, the matchup going up against Sylvia Fowles is, of course, is going to be a little bit much more of a tougher matchup for Jones in this spot. But we know what she can do. Last year, going up against the Lynx in the three matchups that she had versus them, 37, 31, and 34 minutes. She only had 8, 1, and 7 points. This was 6 rebounds, 7 rebounds. So really not too much to write home about. So if you're looking at her past two games, at what she's done, one against the Aces and then another one going up against the Liberty, she actually smashed both those spots. Looking at all of her stuff, her points and rebounds, rebounds, I wouldn't mind taking her rebounds just because she's actually pushed that and gone over one in the matchups last year going up against the Lynx in this spot. Her points, rebounds, and assists, I don't hate that just because she can dish and dime. This right here, that 25 fantasy points, this is it's one I'm gonna definitely give a lean if I have to make a decision on this, just simply for the fact that she gets the block, she gets steals, things of that nature. She can't do that. And depending on what kind of defense she's getting going up against Fouls, if Fouls gets her into foul trouble or something like that, there's no telling. But I do have some interest in that 25 fantasy points just because she is going to get those minutes. And she's been a primary key and cog with this team since Jonquel Jones has been out there. She's doing a lot. She was doing a lot coming off the bench. As you can see, back-to-back games of 16 and 21 points. And then she's had 6 and 8 rebounds in the last two games, those matchups. That right there, I don't hate it. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't hate the spot for 25 fantasy points. It's definitely something. And then looking over on the other side, Foul, she's just been a monster. She has honestly been a beast over the past couple of games. She's really been going off. That last game going up against Washington, of course, Washington they are much more sound and much better on defensive end of everything. Whenever it comes to locking down bigs, especially when EDD is in the lineup. So don't fault her too much there. But looking at what she's done going up against Dallas and Indy, she's smashed it in both those games. One of those games that was going up against the Phoenix, she had 28.8. Uh, I don't hate fouls in this spot, especially since she's just dealing with Brianna Jones, that defense out there. There's some other spots I definitely think we can tackle, most definitely. Depending on what kind of Kelly McBride we get out here in the spot, we do know that we normally attack the Suns using guards. So I could see this being a Caleb McBride blow up game. But if you're hesitant on McBride like myself, aerial powers, depending on what aerial powers we're going to get, that definitely is going to be a question mark. But the real player that we should honestly focus on is going to be Jessica Shepard. She should be thrust into that starting lineup, and we do know that when she's actually played pretty decent minutes early in the season when you had Dantas out for that hot minute. Then, of course, Natalie, she was out for a hot minute. We did see that Shepard, she was playing pretty decent minutes all right in here. And that was when Fowles was out. She was getting that nice, decent run. So with Dantas being out, her sliding right back, it should slide into the starting lineup. I'm not going to say that she is because they might decide they want to roll Nat out there. There is no telling. Or Benham, she might get the start. But this is going to be one that we're going to want to pay attention to. But if Shepard, she does get the start, we do know Shepard. She definitely she rebounds like a mother. She does. She can also dish the rock and different things of that nature. But I have a lot of interest in her fantasy points if she is starting. Primarily, only if she is starting, I will have interest in her fantasy points for her right there. Moving over to the next game, we have the Dallas Wings taking on the Chicago Sky. This game right here, of course, Unicorn, she is still out, and Sloot, she is still out as well. This game right here, we're looking at a 164 total, and it is a 7.5 point spread in favor of the Sky. Now, Now, this right here, with Sloot being out the past couple games, we've seen Alleman. She slid into the starting lineup. Even with Alleman being in the starting lineup, I really do not have any interest in her. She's had two mixed bags of games thus far. She had that one game where she went off going against Dallas. And granted, of course, this is going to be a spot where she's going right back up in that. But look at that. She had two steals and two blocks in that game, 8 assists, and only 2 points. Last game, she had 4 points. So I know you guys can see that Prizepicks, of course, in all their wisdom and glory, they bumped her points down to 4.5. Definitely do not agree with that at all whatsoever because just looking at the mixing bag of what she's giving you out there, you see why she's been bumped down to that. To me, this is definitely a game that the wing they have to win. They're going to need to win this game 100%, especially for playoff implications, like I said before. So from the wing side, I do expect a big game from players like Enrique. Her 19.5 those points. Typically, I don't like to 100% target guards going up against the Sky just because they do have pretty decent defenders in Sloot when she's out there, of course, and Copper. And then you have Gardner whenever she comes off the bench. But this will be a spot where I am more interested in Alicia Gray. If you look at her history going up to Chicago, she has continuously just scored at least over 20 fantasy points versus this team. And then she's her points. She's what? Out of her last 5 points going up against Chicago, she has only scored single digits once in this matchup right here. So 12.5, she has literally gone over that in every single matchup, including the matchup that they had earlier this season, except for one time, and that was, of course, last season. She only dropped 9 points. I don't hate Alicia Gray, her points right here in this spot, especially in a game that we expect them to definitely want to win. Enrique being the main focal point of where people try to shut down all the time. I definitely see her being shut down in this spot, and Alicia Gray going ahead doing her thing, especially with those 3 pointers that she tends to love to go out there and jack up and do in this spot. She's definitely going to be needed and things of that nature. Now, one person that I definitely think who is in a bounce back spot is going to be Candace Parker. I swear, you can never get her right. It depends on what Candace you're going to get on the day. Either she's going to come out there and she's going to just go ham. She did just win Best WNBA Player Award recently for the Essies. Hopefully we get the good Candace Parker. But those 3.5 assists, I don't know what's going on with Candace right now, but those assists, they've been flopping. This is a spot where we could definitely see Candace have a bounce back game. I know last time I want to say they played, she only dropped 2 assists, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, she only had 2 assists in this spot. She definitely just had a complete down game all around. I'm not saying attack Candace Parker, but this is if you're looking for a GP type play, something that could possibly play off, definitely Candace Parker in the spot. But Emma Meesman, the two players that seem to really be stepping up with Sloop being out has been Meesman and Copper. Meesman, last 2 games, first one, of course, going up against Dallas and then going up against Seattle. 2+ matchups for her out there. 23 points, 8 rebounds, a block, 7 assists. Last time out going up against the Storm, 16 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, and a steal. I see a repeated performance for her right here because even with McCollum being out there on her, Isabel Harris being out there on her, they're not able to stop her in what she's doing. And she honestly has been a glue for this team. And I definitely see another spot right here where we're going to get another Meesman blow up game. And that's why I do like Meesman, her fantasy point score for today. They have it at 30 fantasy points, and she's gone over that in back-to-back games. And this is games with Quick Sloop being out. Sorry, mixing up my Chicago players. But this is another spot where she's gonna get that. We know that she has the block upside and still upsides, but just the fact that she's doing it all, she's not just one of those guys that's just gonna get us some points and a couple of rebounds. No, she's doing points, rebounds, and assists, and that's why her fantasy points is the first one that I have on my list for her today, and then her PRA. Both of those right there, these are smash spots for her to definitely go over both of these trajectories right here. And I don't hate either one of them. And then if you want to add another one in there, her free throws. We've been, of course, Dallas, they do tend to foul a bit, especially with McCollum being out there. She does tend to get herself into some foul trouble. And Meesman, she's just a big body, and you honestly cannot contain her out there when she is out there on the floor. That's why I also do not mind her free throws as a last resort, as a last play that you can go ahead and slide in right there on tonight for your card. And then the other player that I did mention a second ago, we got Copper. Copper, she's just been stepping up. Honestly, over the past couple games with Sloop being out, she's just ended up doing more of everything. Of course, a high need for the scoring on top of just the playmaking. And we already know that she has the defensive chops out there to go ahead get a couple of steals, blocks, and things of that nature. Of course, when they played earlier this season, she had 23 points, 3 assists, 14 rebounds. 14 rebounds. That's just ridiculous. But stepping up on the rebound end. Then if you look at her past couple games going up against Dallas, she's honestly has outperformed, especially in the points department, besides just that game where she only had 11 points in the matchup. But with Sloop being out, this just gives a boost to both the two players that I see getting the biggest boost is Copper and Meesman. I'm going to continue to ride that train right there. For Copper, the things that I'm looking at to take for her on tonight is definitely going to be her fantasy points scored once again. Her points would be the second one, and then her points, rebounds, and assists would be the last one I'd be looking at for that. Free throws, that's one thing that's really hard to judge and gauge, but we do know how aggressive she is. Definitely with getting downhill and getting to the basket. If you want to take a chance on free throws, it's definitely would be it definitely would be one that I do not hate going for if I'm making like a 5-pick ticket and she's the last one to get slid in there for that. Definitely do not mind taking that right there. But if I'm taking anything, it's going to be her fantasy points scored first, her points, and then her PRA. Those would be the three. Hey, what's up, Mythica? How you doing, bro?
Not too good, man.
Oh. Mm. Oh no, we got to get that back.
These women are stealing my shit.
You know what? That's why over the past couple of days, I've honestly tampered back, not going as big with finding like 10 picks that I want to play, and I'm really just honing into like 4 or 5 picks that I'm really gonna focus on. I already just talked about 2 of them with being Copper and Meesman, just for the fact of so for Copper and Meeson, both of them, their fantasy points scored in this matchup going up against Dallas. They smashed it in this spot, and they have been getting the biggest boost with Sloop being out, especially Meesman. If you're looking at it, she's honestly playing freaking practically point in the center position out there. And I don't know what's going on with Candace, but over the past couple of games, she just has been it's lazy Candace. Granted, we see this every year with Candace. She just decides when she's just gonna be like, whatever. I know I'm an all-star. I got this. It's kind of like she's saving herself for the end of the season for the playoffs, which I get it. Totally understand. But this is a smash spot right here, going up against Dallas once again for Meesman. And if you looked at it last time, what she did, 23 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and of course she gets a block. That's why I like her fantasy points, just because we do know she has the block and steal upside, and just the fact that she's getting us stats in every single category. So for me, her fantasy points scored and then her PRA are the two that stick out to me right off the top. And just like I
Do you
said,
think do you think Candace rebounds is too high?
Honestly,
play at 9.
with how she is playing right now for me, yes. It's just it's scary because she hasn't gone over that in the past 2 games. She didn't go over that in the last spot right here. And looking at her history, what she had 15. She's only gone over this twice in the past year, going up against the same squad. And this isn't even the same squad. You got McCowan out there now, who's getting a good chunk of actual center minutes and stuff. And granted, of course, you kind of can't count the unicorn because she's not out there. But just the way that Candace is playing, I'm not gonna put my eggs on that basket. Like that right there is like a so. Ooh, mm-mm.
You know what? That I've been like really liking ever since John Cole's been out
Who?
is AT rebounds. She literally had 14 and 13 the last 2 games. And I want to play, but I feel like once I play, you go under. How do you feel about that tonight?
With Jones still being out, somebody has to rebound. And you got to think about it with Brianna Jones being matched up with Sylvia Fowles, which that's going to be the matchup right there. And I expect this to actually be kind of a down game for Jones because she's going to have a much tougher center actually matched up on her because the last 2 games they had the Aces and the Libs. Both of those are pretty good cushion matchups for a center to go out there and do their thing. AT still, of course, we know like her bread and butter before she was kind of doing more of the ball handling and things was rebounding and scoring. And of course, she's just crashing the glass and always in the paint anyway. I don't hate AT rebound at all. I definitely can see you going back to that spot again.
So right now I have an Eastern Fantasy, Copper Fantasy, and AT rebounds. I'm gonna put $100 on this ticket, low key.
You know what? Let me log in. I'll show you. I got a 240 ticket going right now. I haven't even gotten to the last play that I'm on
Nah, low
for
key, hold
today.
on. I need 2 more plays.
Well, I'll let you see my ticket.
Whoa. Wait, is that over?
Yeah. I got over for Tina Charles for the 18 points and rebounds because, bro, going up against the freaking Merc who don't have anybody to match up against Tina at all. Because you're gonna tell me that the two bigs, freaking Brown and Turner, who literally can't fucking guard water from filling up a bucket, and then you have who is it comes off the bench? Where is she? Where is she? Where is she?
Double Toddy Fantasy?
Oh no, for that I have his earned runs. I got that for under because if you look at his and I can go over to baseball. I'll go over to baseball at the end of all this whenever I finish WNBA. But just quick thing, what I think he's like 13 for 15 on the season of giving up 3 runs, and he's on a streak right now. Yeah, I got it. I got that for under. Yeah, about to say and honestly before yeah before his freaking strikeouts had got bumped up, I was on that, but I was like damn they bumped that up way too high for me.
Yeah. I did fantasy for that one on another ticket that I have $100 baseball ticket going on right now too.
Yeah, I still gotta finish making my another MLB ticket for later today, but yeah, no, I like his under earned runs, and then Wainwright that 4.5 Cincy. I mean they strike out a fucking shit ton. Like literally they swing at everything. I don't see how he doesn't go over, but I mean
Mm-hmm.
if he sells me, I'll at least just take a double. But that's
So
my
if I pull
main
up
ticket.
my sports ticket on the sports betting things, I can show you my MLB play tonight. A lot of the lines that I did all got bumped.
Yeah,
So
that
like I'm feeling really confident on.
Yo, that's the thing, man. Freaking that's why I started posting my stuff on the Picket app and keep trying to like share it on there.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
getting on that app. I play from there.
yeah.
See, I don't use it that much. I gotta start using it.
But I say yeah, definitely. But I say I retweet my stuff on there a lot just because I don't have time all the time because I'm at work and I'll like pop in, look at stuff real quick, like okay, cool. Looking at the trends, numbers and stuff like that. I don't always have time to just pop into here and talk and say stuff. I get off of work like now, so that's why I'm going over the slate now.
Question for you, bro.
Hey, yeah, go ahead.
Take care, guys. Hit you up.
All right, Mister.
Hey, what are your thoughts on Sylvia Fowles and rebounds?
So this matchup right here, like I was telling Mithka a second ago, I don't hate it. I do not hate it for her. She's looked much better. You know, they keep telling us about injury and stuff like that. She doesn't look injured, and she's actually playing back to her normal amount of minutes that she was playing to start the season. Um, of course, the only thing that you got to think about is going into this matchup against Connecticut, who are actually a pretty decent team, and we don't actually target them with bigs. would be the only thing that worries me. Now, when you go back and you look at her history, what she's done here, she's had 11 rebounds, 5 rebounds, 9 rebounds. So she's only gone over this, what, once in the past year. And this is technically, I know this might be without Jonquil Jones, but you still got two pretty good defenders and rebounders in Alyssa Thomas and Brianna Jones. So that right there would, to me, is not a safe play. That's just, I wouldn't take it as a too much of a safe play right there, going with fouls, rebounds.
Fair enough. Appreciate that.
No,
Appreciate that.
no problem,
As
man.
far as Skylar Diggins in assists, she's at 5.5. What are your thoughts on that?
I have not gotten to her just yet. When I was looking at her earlier, I was looking at her fantasy points just because she's been popping off left and right, and that game is a mixing pot for me because I feel like it's gonna be one of those two different teams and a couple of players trying to stick it to the other because of course you got the history of Tina Charles leaving them, and then Skylar and DT trying to just carry the load. Looking at it, she's only gone over once in the two matchups going up against Seattle, and one of those was 6. The other one was just a 5. Looking at my own projection sheet, I honestly didn't like anybody's assist for today. I have Skylar projected for 5 assists myself, is what I have her projected as. Yeah, I got her projected at 5. So that right there, um, that's a tough one for me. I personally I wouldn't take it.
Right.
Yeah, personally I would not take it.
Appreciate that. And as far as Sophie, what do you think about her?
Cunningham, that one, dude. I want to take her fantasy score. Like that's the one I was looking at, just because she's been producing so much and has actually just she surprised me honestly. Say again. Oh, it wasn't talking to me. I was like, oh, who? I was like, is someone talking to me? What the heck? All right, so looking at Sophie's fantasy points, that right there for me is I want to take it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I want to take it. I looked at it earlier. Of course, these two games she really wasn't playing the minutes that what she's playing now. The two players that I do have, or three players that I have interest in, is Skylar Diggins Smith, Shea Petty, and Cunningham. Because somebody is gonna get the better matchup. They have decent defenders in Lloyd and Gabby Williams. Like those two are legit good defenders. So depending on who's the odd man out, in like that's the thing. Trying to figure out and piece together. I still got to go back and watch the film from that game to get a true read on who. But the main that I know that I wanted from that game, just looking at the numbers and what she's done over the past several games, looking at the fact that her field goal attempts are up and everything, was Tina Charles. Like that right there was for me was enough. Especially just looking at what she's done since the All Star break, since they've come back from that. All right, hold on. Gotta mute somebody. There we go. All right. So like looking at her, like it's just what? Let's see, double digit field goal attempts since the Indy game, which was on the 5th. She's had 12 field goal attempts, 12, 11, 13, and she's producing out there, rebounding and getting her points. That's why I liked her points and rebounds, considering that she's going up into a matchup where the Mercs, they're slacking on the rebounding end. They're also giving up a lot of points in the paint.
What are your thoughts on Petty then?
If I was to if I was to take her, I'd take fantasy points. And that's just because yeah, because she can get you that steal upside, and she does do everything, which is really kind of weird with her. I know she's burned me in the past with her assists because it's fallen off, but if she's not, dishing the rock, she still will get you those steals, those blocks, and things like that. And she honestly has a steal in every single game, minus what 2 so far since I've just gone back looking back at her stuff. So just that steal and block upside that she has is why I like her fantasy points.
I'm looking at her blocks and steals, and she's projected at 2, at least what Prizepicks have her. She's missed it once in the last 5 games. Would you take her blocks and steals? If anything, if you wouldn't take her fantasy score?
Let me pull up my sheet. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I got her projected at. PRA.
Because if anything, I would just take her block and steals. Because what if she has a bad game? I don't know, man. It's so unpredictable.
It's so true, and that's what I was telling someone earlier, is that I've honestly cut down a lot and just focus on 4 to 5 players. I got her projected at 1.9 blocks and steals for today. Yeah, 1.9. As I was saying, the blocks and steals, that's one of those things where it's so weird because say she pokes it out, but yet fucking Skylar grabs it or some shit. They award it to the other player, and that's always the tricky part with this shit, and it's so irritating whenever they do stuff like that.
How about Prizepicks has her at 14.5 points alone. It's at 10.5 and assists at 4.
So I would rank it her fantasy points scored, her points assist, PRA. That would be my order for what I would go for Shay. Let's look at her turnovers. Let's see. Yeah, they got her at 1.5.
Looks like she had 0.
And it's not enough value in that. She doesn't have the ball in her hand that much enough to do the turnovers.
Rebounds. She's hit the last 5 games. She's hit 3 times. I don't know, man. I'm tempting to get the fantasy score.
Let's see.
So I'm definitely taking Tina Charles. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't see how honestly, if Tina does not go over, I will be shocked 100%. And honestly, for Tina, no. If anything, she's gonna be the one getting them into foul trouble. Like honestly, like when you look at it, who legit is gonna actually be able to guard Tina? I need Tarasi. Look at your game logs. Let's see. Going up against Seattle.
He's sold me so many times.
And I understand it, but just watching her play the past couple games, and like I said, her field goal attempts, they're up. Like it looks like she's actually getting set. Yes, I don't. So her points at 11.5. I like the points for her. It's just for the fact like the Mercs, they're giving up points to the bigs. They're giving up points in that spot. You know.
Wait.
I was talking about Tina Charles.
Tina Charles.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, that's what I got. Yeah, I got her points and rebounds.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
No problem. Anybody else that's muted? I know I'm also streaming on YouTube, so you guys can't see this at the same time. But if anyone has any questions, go ahead, shoot them away. You know, don't mind going ahead and answering them and letting it be known. If you guys are just joining, you kind of did miss the whole spiel, us breaking down and just going over a couple of good plays that popped out straight off the bat. If anyone wants my MLB play that I am on for today, let me go ahead and get it pulled up. Why is it just on shortstop? Give me pictures. My favorite MLB play today is honestly the man, the myth, the legend. I'm taking his under earned runs. Just when you look at what he's done over the past several starts that he's gotten, like 1-0, 1. Like he has not gone over in quite some time, honestly. And then let me pull up Vegas odds real quick so we can look at that at the same time. You guys can see. Unfortunately, they've already bumped up his freaking strikeouts, which it was a 7.5 earlier. I would have taken that, granted. If you don't mind a push, definitely go for it. Definitely don't hate it at all if you are feeling froggy. But trying to get this pulled up. Hold on 1 second. This is great streaming right here that I'm doing. I know. freaking everybody else. Where are you? Yeah, there you go. Vegas odds right now. Which Pinnacle? I use Pinnacle whenever I'm looking at odds and stuff because it's honestly the best. You get odds from all around the world and what everyone's putting the money on. But he's a negative 155 to go under 2.5 runs. Definitely is a boost. Typically, I don't take anything, especially on MLB, that's below 150 odds. Of course, if it's inflated like 175 and shit like that, I really just dig more in before I jump on stuff like that. But Vegas even has him favored to stay under that 2.5. Just looking at his history and what he's done over the past several starts, he has not given up over 3 runs in quite some time. It's been a hot minute. I want to say like he's 13 for 15 on the season or something like that. When I was looking at it earlier, I have it somewhere in my notes, but I love his under 2.5 runs. I don't see this being definitely a game to where he's blown out. If you want to take his fantasy points, that's on you. I'm not taking his fantasy points just because if he doesn't get the win and things like that, it's always iffy whenever it comes to pitchers and that stat right there. But I like the under 2.5 earned runs. So make sure you guys do not take the over. It is under. Under. I'm talking about on Hunt. I always tongue tied. What his name? Say again. Yeah, under 2.5 earned runs. That is my MLB play of the day. That's the one I'm on for today.
Appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a WNBA question about Emma's PRA.
Meesman, I love it.
I have a question about Emma's. Oh, you love it?
Oh yeah, no, I love it. I love so you missed it early. My spiel on her. Her fantasy points scored, and then her PRA, and then if feeling froggy, her free throws. Just looking at it, freaking, she has a plus matchup going up against Dallas. Dallas struggle against bigs, even with McCowan being out there. McCowan, she gets into foul trouble. She's not playing more than 20 minutes. Looking at the past two matchup with Sloop being out, the ball handling responsibility, she's playing a facilitator at the top of the key. So that's why you're seeing a spike in her assist, and then of course she's already rebounding at a pretty good clip, and she also gets maybe a block or a steal here or there. So she has that upside for her stops as well. So that's why 30.5 fantasy points. I love it. And then like we already looked at it earlier, but I'll pull it up right here. Past two games, and Sloot has been out 44.1 fantasy points, 38 fantasy points, and that 44.1 was going up against the same Dallas team.
Definitely a lot.
I say honestly, I'll go ahead and make a stream card right now.
I'm on underdog right now. I'm checking out for 11 PRA. I just think that's too low. That's way too low. I really want to take it. And also Ali quickly, 20 PRA. I'm checking both of those out right now.
So for me, as much as I joke around about Thornton, like that is the Thort God because she can do it all. She has been on a roll the past two games. She's looked decent. This is definitely to me a must win for the wing. Of course, you have the Unicorn. She's going to be out tonight, so should see pretty decent rebounding and maybe some decent scoring from her out here tonight. But Thornton is just she has a low hit percentage for the season. That's the only thing that always scares me about Thornton. Just that low hit percentage. Like she is hit or miss with what she's going to do out there. She is definitely one of the cardio players that goes out there because she's more out there for her defense. You know, like that is her bread and butter is her defense and what she does out there on the defensive end. For me, the one player that I definitely had interest in from the wing, if you want to look at him, if you're looking at somebody from the wings, depending on what underdog has her at as well. But Gray, Alicia Gray, her points on Prizepicks was 12.5. She's gone over that in the last 5 meetings going up against Chicago. She's only missed it one time. Typically, you see the better defender being put onto Enrique. She is the black hole on this team. And Gray, she does tend to step up in regards to scoring. She's gone over this in the past 2 games. And of course, the last game going up against Chicago, she did go over this as well, hitting 14 points.
Nope, she's 20 PRA. Definitely, I appreciate that, man.
No problem. Ooh. Anyone else? Anyone else you want to look at, or anyone else got any more questions?
Ali quickly.
Quigley, what we're looking at for Quigs?
20 PRA.
20 PRA. Quigs.
These PRAs,
I s-
limited on. I hate that, bro.
you're right.
Like, really limited.
So another player who we've seen get a little bit of a boost with Sloop being out. She has definitely stepped it up a little bit. Let's see. What Quigs are we gonna get? Hold on, let me see. Looking at her last couple games, she's playing high minutes. I do like the minute boost that she has. Let's pull up her history versus Chicago. She wasn't one that popped out to me, honestly. The two that had popped out straight off the back was Copper and Meesman, but Allie, what you got, girl? Going up against Dallas, 16, 5, 15, 27, 10, 10, 1, 2, 10. She's gone over in the last 3 straight going up against Dallas. She's gone over in 3 straight, and then of course that early meeting that they had, and of course that's without Sloop. I don't hate it.
Definitely may have to take that.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I don't love it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a teeter totter right there for me. I don't hate it. That's what I'm saying. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. She has definitely the potential to get there. What'd you say? I don't.
I had a question about Sue Bird's assists at 5'5".
Sue Bird, Birdie Bird. All right.
Tina Charles, scoring more and getting her the entry pass and the give and go with easy. How do you like that?
So of course, the only prop that I do take for Sue Bird is her assist. That is the only prop that I would take. I will not take her points. I will not take anything else except for her assist. I do agree with you with the increase that I've been seeing from just Tina getting more involved in the team and stuff. We have seen a little bit more creation with her for the scoring. I don't hate Sue Bird's assist here in the spot. I don't, especially with, I believe this is going to be definitely a fast-paced game, going to be up and down because we do know Mercs, they do like to push the pace. And the Storm, they're not really known for their defense out there like that anyway. So I can see it definitely being a back and forth, punch-and-back type game. The last 2 times she's gone up against them this season, she's gone over once, she's gone over once. I mean, she's gone under once. So it's not a feel-good spot. Looking at what I got her projected for her assists today, I have her projected at 6 assists. So
Okay, thank you.
she's right there to feel comfortable at. Don't hate it, but yeah, it's a good spot. Anyone else got any other questions or anything? If you guys want to see it, if you're looking at the stream, that is a 4 pick right now. I'm looking at one more. When I find that last one to put in, I will put this up on the Patreon and I will drop it inside of the Discord chat, and I will also share it on Picket. So it'll be out there on multiple places for anyone to look at for what they want. If you guys are just jumping in, my MLB play that I am on today, my boy, can you say it one more time for me? Oh, he left already. There we go. I swear I butcher it every time. I just call him Ani because I always fuck it up. But under 2.5 earned runs is the play. Under. Please do not take over. Under. Stress it. I have to stress it because I know us as DFS players and stuff like that, we're so used to over. And I've done that myself where I've clicked over on something when I definitely meant to go under. But yeah. Under that 2.5, I love that for today. That's like my high. And then Tina Charles, she is my favorite WNBA play for today. Is that one right there, that 18 point rebounds. But those are going to be the 2 right there. But all right, I've gone longer on the stream than I thought I was going to go for today. I'm going to go ahead, do a little bit of digging and grinding, see if I can't find either one more MLB play or another WNBA play to slide into this card, get it put up for you guys. And I'll talk to you guys in chat if you guys got anything or you need something.